Hey everyone, Anthony here. Thanks for checking in again this week. Got a couple great reports from the Minnesota fishing opener, so hopefully you guys were able to get out, have some luck on the water, and get after those walleyes. I myself made it up to Lake of the Woods and had a great time up there. The weather was absolutely beautiful, a little cool breeze coming off the lake, but had a great time up there. Fished anywhere up the river, 4 Mile Bay, and out in the lake. Seemed like the fish are really starting to transition to the lake, so if you're heading up there, I would start there. Areas that worked best for us was 10 to 20 feet of water, and from the reports that we heard, kind of the same thing. Pink, gold were the colors that worked best for us, typical Lake of the Woods colors. And a little tip for you guys, try tying on a barrel swivel above your jig with a little bit of a lead. Really helps eliminate some of the line twist when you're jig fishing. So if you're out there pitching jigs or doing some vertical jigging or snap jigging, just helps eliminate some of that line twist and will save you a little headache when you're out on the water the next time. So good luck out there. I'm going to pass it over to the reports, and we'll catch you next week.
Hey guys, Andrew with Fish Addictions. Hopefully you're all enjoying that spring weather that we have been waiting so patiently for. Things are finally starting to warm up. We're seeing temperatures in the 70s, even higher on some occasions. And things are finally greening up here in the Bemidji area, as well as surrounding areas. With that, I just want to recap the Minnesota Walleye opener this past weekend. I was up on the Rainy River out of Baudette, Minnesota. Had an absolute blast out there on the water. We put a ton of fish in the boat. Saturday we had over 130 fish, 4 different species come in the boat, consisting of sturgeon, walleye, saugers, and northern pike. 7 sturgeon, so if you guys are up there looking to target some sturgeon, we had 7 on Saturday. I believe we had 3 the following day. So walleyes have been biting very aggressively as of Saturday. Sunday the bite kind of faded off a little bit. We had a little front roll through with some increased winds, but tons of eater sized fish, lots of fish for the table. It shouldn't be too difficult to get up there and find a healthy population of those 15 to 18 inch walleyes, perfect for the table. There's always a good chance at a trophy class fish. We did see a 31 inch walleye caught in front of us this weekend. We were able to put a dozen fish or better over 23 inches in the boat, including a 27 and a quarter. So it's always a great time to set the hook into those walleyes. The anticipation builds up in lieu of the Minnesota Walleye opener. So we had a great time. Weather was absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't have asked for better conditions there. If you guys are getting up there, a good starting depth for you would be that 13 to 14 feet of water. Color options, pink and gold, as is usually the case on the river. Gold more so with the middle of the day, those sunny conditions. Switching it up to pink during those cloudy conditions, early morning, late evening type of deal. We were looking at using those shiner minnows, which is also usually the case, main food source for those walleyes. If you guys are getting up there fairly soon, you may notice that a lot of those males, those smaller walleyes, are still milking. They're still in the process of that spawn. Most of the females that we caught and that we saw were spawned out, so those eggs have been dropped. Still a little bit of current up there, guys. Water clarity is diminished. It is still pretty cloudy. I'd say the water clarity was about 6-7 inches on Saturday. Actually dirtied up a little bit more on Sunday. So the lake is completely wide open. The bay has been producing fish as well. So the river, the bay, the lake, there's tons of options. Get out there. It's a great destination to consider as we progress through the spring season here in the month of May. So with that, hopefully you guys are having a great spring, enjoying this weather. We'll see you out there on the water.
Hey everyone, Cole Karski here with Fish Addictions, checking in from the Horseshoe Chain of Lakes in central Minnesota. It's finally walleye opener, and we had a tough weekend walleye fishing wise, but still had lots of fun. Caught 8 different species to keep us busy, lots of catfish. As far as water conditions, we have pretty clear water, about 10 feet of visibility, and we had dead calm all weekend, hardly any wind, so it made for a little bit tougher fishing conditions. 58 degrees was our water temp, and what we found was the walleye bite was best during the transitional light periods and into the night. We caught all our walleye at the dusk time frame and then into the night, and our tactic we used was slip bobbers with plain hooks. The hook color really didn't matter. We caught a variety of fish on red, blue, green, orange, basically any color we threw down, and a leech. And that was how we found the fish. And like I said, it was only at the dusk times and at night due to some of the crystal clear water conditions, along with not having a whole lot of wind. Tight lines, everyone.
Hey guys, Tracy Corona with Fish Addictions TV, coming to you with a report from Lake Winnipegashish. You know what? You just never know what Mother Nature is going to deal you in Minnesota on fishing opener weekend. But on Lake Winnie, we couldn't have asked for better weather. The sun was out, we had just enough cloud cover to kind of break things up a little bit and give us a real natural ripple on the water, and at some points a real good wave to allow us to be able to do a real natural jigging presentation on a drift. Other times, mostly we were using controlled drift, the trolling motors, kind of trying to stay on those weed lines. The fish have moved out of their spawning habitat, or are still in the process in some cases, moving out into that big lake. So we were fishing those transition areas, trying to find zones where there's small rocks and gravel bottom. And we found the fish. We were doing really well. I saw a lot of nets around me and all the pods of boats fishing, going out. People were catching fish, guys. I was fishing just a simple 1/4 ounce jig, pink and chartreuse, and I was using rainbow minnows all weekend. I used that same exact presentation the entire weekend and caught a ton of fish. Not to mention perch, crappie, and northern, all on the same jig. We got into a real nice mixed bag up there, so that was kind of fun. Went off an excursion and fished in some small bays to see if we couldn't find some nice crappies. And again, found ourselves working back into those active walleyes. They were on the tear. They had their feed bags on. We were fishing primarily in under 12 feet of water, fishing those kind of first steep break lines that are just adjacent to shore. And again, we did really, really well. So a lot of people were looking for spot tails. Again, I used rainbows all weekend. My boat partner used fatheads. We didn't need spot tails, and we did just fine. So great opener. Hope you guys had a great opener as well, wherever you guys fish. And get out there and have fun, guys. Check back in next time for more reports.
For more information on Fish Addictions TV, check them out on all their social media.